Brought to you by GTA. We start with you.
The defendant, Joshua Palacios, is sentenced to life in prison. No parole will be eligible any sooner than 15 years.
Earlier this month, a jury of 12 found Joshua Palacios guilty of murder as a first-degree felony. He was accused of pulling the trigger that killed Keith Castro in July 2019. The incident occurred at a residence in Jico, where there were several others in drug involvement. Wednesday morning, the government asked for the maximum penalty of life imprisonment, with a consecutive sentence to follow of 25 years for the special allegation of possession and use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. Assistant Attorney General Rochelle Canto noted the convicted felon's criminal history and drug dependency.
The people would like to stress to the court that this crime was committed upon the defendant's early release on a previous case, which is CF 518-13, where he was ordered to spend 7 years incarceration, and he was released by the parole board at 5 years. And during his parole term, he committed this crime, and instead of taking the opportunity to avail himself of the treatment plan that the court has ordered, the defendant chose to excessively use the drug ice, appear at the house in Jigo with a firearm, and shoot and kill Mr. Keith Castro, the victim in this case.
The defense argued for the special allegation to be dropped to the lowest possible level of 5 years in prison. Defense counsel Tom Fisher believes the government wrongfully charged the case.
The Attorney General has a tremendous ability to pick and choose among statutes that they believe have been violated. And, for example, they could and did charge one individual with murder and let another individual walk on an aggravated assault. Although, and this has always been, as a practitioner in the Superior Court and in the military courts of the United States and the District Court of Guam, it's always puzzled me why they didn't charge this up as a conspiracy. I cannot imagine that the Castro family is satisfied with the outcome of this case.
Ultimately, Judge Perez sentenced Palacios to an additional 15 years for the special allegation and ordered a $5,000 fine. Prior to these arguments, defense counsel Tom Fisher moved for a mistrial and asked the court to recuse itself on a basis of conflict and propriety.
I think there is an appearance of impropriety here, and based upon that, Your Honor, we would move for a mistrial and at a minimum ask the court to recuse itself.
He argued that the court, Judge Vern Perez's sister, works at the Office of the Attorney General in an administrative position. Assistant Attorney General Rochelle Canto objected the motion, stating that Ms. Perez is not in a position of power and had no role in the charging or prosecution in this case or any cases. The court denied the motion for mistrial, with Judge Perez stating that since his sister assumed the administrative position, he is aware she has no influence on prosecution. We should add that with life in prison, sentencing offenders may avail of possible parole at 15 years, meaning it may be 30 years until Palacios has a life out on parole. Attorney Fisher stated in court he plans to file an appeal.